Hi, we are back and we are going to be doing a February recap. I'm Jessica Knicely and this is Ryan Knicely.
Hello.
And we're gonna talk a little bit about how February went, and to start us off, as predicted.
Start us off. This is our second video.
To start us off on this video.
Yeah.
To start us off, as predicted in our last video, not much has changed in February compared to January. We've got a few little changes that we've noticed, but overall, kind of as predicted, we thought we'd see more of the same as what we saw in January. So if you watch that video, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think everything's about the same as it was in January, with a couple little tweaks. For me, I don't know for you, but it certainly feels like a fairly balanced market. Mm-hmm. If you compare it to late 2019 to late 2022, where everything was just bananas. If you were a buyer, you could expect multiple offers.
Yeah.
If you were a seller, you didn't have to work all that hard and you could pretty much get your price. Now things have changed a little bit, right?
Right.
I know you have represented a few buyers lately where you've got some closing costs, you negotiated on price, but you've also had buyers where there was multiple offers, pre-inspections, all of that stuff. So things feel balanced in the sense of, if you're a buyer, maybe you can negotiate price. If you're a seller, you can't just show up to the party and have success, right? Like, you've got to put some work into getting your house sold, right? Like, you just can't, the age old adage, you can't just throw it on the market and expect to get an offer. You may not get an offer, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, now more than ever, presentation is a huge part of listing your house. So yeah, just as you're saying, throwing it on the market, throwing a sign in the yard isn't going to do the trick. So.
Yeah, and speaking of marketing and presentation, we had a UP condo listing that just went on the market about a week ago. We got an offer, but could you explain a little bit about how our presentation, our marketing kind of won the day for those people?
Sure. I mean, this is the condo you're talking about where there's two others in the building that are also
so
listed.
Before we put it on the market, there was two other condos that were pretty identical, all ready for sale.
Yep.
Same price. And then we came on the market after about 17 days of those units being on the market.
Yeah, and we came on at the same price. But we went through and did our full staging package, and did our full videography and photography package, and cleaning and everything. When we walk through to look at a listing and figure out what it needs to be prepped for, I mean, we're looking at all those things, like, does it need staging? Most likely yes. Cleaning,
most likely yes.
Any little repairs or things to just make it super clean for the buyers that are coming through. So we did all of that, and we hit the market at the same price as the other condos that are currently still active on the market, and we received a couple of offers that first weekend on market.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example of how presentation plays such a huge role in selling your home.
Yeah, exactly. So we were super excited. It can be a little daunting when you see two other pretty closely matched condos on the unit kind of sitting, and then you do your thing and we get multiple offers. It's really a lot of validation, not only to the seller, but to our process as well. Sure. Yeah. Speaking of multiple offers, I know you've been dealing with multiple offers on the seller and buyer side. And that's really important to know, guys, because about 50% of our business is representing buyers, 50% of our business is representing sellers. Right. And you've been doing, not on the same house, but both. Multiple offers. Tell them what your experience has been.
Which is a huge advantage because we see it from all angles. Like, we know what sellers want to see. We know what buyers are having a hard time, coming to the table with. So we see it from all angles, and I think that's really important when representing buyers and sellers in a market like this. So with my sellers, we were actually on the market for a little while. We did our full staging and got it all prepped and ready to go. but we ended up doing a price reduction. And after being on the market for a little while, our price reduction resulted in 3 offers on the same day. Yes. Yeah. So it was interesting how that works. It kind of made me think through and realize like, hey, when I'm out there with my buyer clients, even if a house has been sitting a little bit and might feel a little bit overpriced or maybe a little bit over budget, like still shoot your shot at it, because you would likely get a better deal than if there's a price reduction and now you have multiple people interested. So that was really interesting.
Right. And not, like you said, I mean, even if you're like, oh, I like this house, but it's overpriced, I would never pay for this. Maybe write up an offer and see what happens.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. We're here for that.
Sure. I mean, we can,
Yeah.
And then you just represented a buyer in a crazy situation that you ended up winning, right?
Yeah. Our buyers got the house, which is so exciting. But there's a pretty hot house, as you would call it. And there were 8 offers total. And we went all in. And sometimes like having that conversation with a buyer of like, if this is the house, like here's all of the things that we can pull out of the tool belt in order to make your offer the most appealing to a seller. And sometimes for sellers, it is all about price. Like that's the ultimate thing. And whatever the highest price that comes in, that's the offer they're taking. But most likely, and in most cases, it's not. It is about price to a degree, but it's also about like, do you have additional funds to come to the table if the appraisal is low? Are you able to release some earnest money?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of tools and tricks that we can certainly like bring to our clients' attention. And ultimately, the total package, like all of the terms and the price, is what is going to win you the deal, typically.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
congratulations.
Thank you. I know. I'm very excited
with that.
for our clients.
Super excited. Yeah. And you were over list price.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well, congratulations to the sellers, but congratulations to the buyers too.
Thank you.
Okay, so in closing, we want to give you guys maybe a little insider tip, and it starts with some data points. So if you were to go back, reverse 365 days, 12 months, you would see that Pierce County appreciation is about 4%, okay, over that 12-month period, which is about average, just like historically. Yeah. I think our area has gotten a little spoiled on the 10, 11, 12% appreciation.
Also not attainable.
Yeah.
Or like not sustainable, I should say. Yeah.
Right. So 4% over the last 12 months. But if you look at a graph, when a lot of that appreciation, almost 3% of the total appreciation, happened in the spring and the summer.
Yeah.
So as we start getting into March, April, and May, what would you say to both a buyer and a seller as we enter into those months where we see a lot of the appreciation happen in our market?
Yeah, it's going to continue to get busier on both the buy and seller side, and prices are going to continue ticking up. So we see that really seasonally every spring and early summer. So that's what we're predicting again this year.
I think that would be our prediction, right? For March, April, and May is, well, and specifically March as it rolls into to April, is this is going to start being a more competitive time to buy, and maybe, the best time to sell if you are interested. So overall, predictions are it's about to get competitive.
Yeah,
as the sunshine, it's about to heat up. As the sunshine comes out, as the days the sun stays out longer, as the flowers come out, as the rain kind of goes away.
Thank you.
It's going to get more competitive. Our market is seasonal. That's if you look at a graph over the last 10, 15 years, you will see spikes. That's spring and summer. And then you will actually see some dips, and that's in the wintertime. So, okay, I think that's a good place to stop. We will see you in April. And if you have any questions, concerns, anything, let us know. Thanks.